Holmes County, Ohio, which lies just south of the College of Worcester campus, is a popular tourist destination. Nestled in the rolling hills of Northeast Ohio Amish country, large amounts of tourists flock to the area each year to enjoy what the county has to offer. In speaking with our clients, the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau, we quickly realized that the tourism product of the county is often underestimated by the state, which was the motivation behind our AMRI project. With that, I will begin our presentation with a description of our progress goals.
Our project goals communicated to us through our client is to first quantify economic impact of tourism in Holmes County, because tourism is a major part of the economy in the county. The second is to estimate the annual number of tourists that visit Holmes County, and we defined a tourist as, according to the economic impact analysis, as any person who is not a resident of the county and that visits Holmes County and spends money. Next, I'll pass it on to Mahi to continue the presentation.
Thanks, Hepzibah. So assessing the overall economy in general was important for us to primarily use that as a benchmark when we further narrow our focus to just the tourism industry. Usually the tools used to indicate growth in an economy are the jobs that are being created, income, and the gross domestic product, or GDP. GDP is the total value of goods and services produced in a county in 1 year. So if that basket of goods and services are expanding, that means the economy is doing well. And then if the GDP of just this tourism industry relative to that of the total economy is also increasing, we can tell how much of that growth is tourism related. Additionally, as Caitlin mentioned, tourism in Holmes County is likely to be underestimated because of how unique the tourism sectors of Holmes County are, even compared to other parts of Northeast Ohio. And I'll pass it to Hepzibah to do that comparison.
Thanks, Mahi. Coshocton County is a rural county similar to Holmes County. It has a small population of approximately 36,000 according to a 2019 estimate. It differs from Holmes County because there's less tourism activity in the county and it has a smaller number of Amish community. The table here contains the top industries in both counties, and we see varying differences in industries highlighted as well as their percentage values. To point out, retail industry is double the size that of Coshocton, and retail industry in Holmes County, and the agriculture industry in Holmes County is not even part of the top 5 industries in Coshocton. Manufacturing in Holmes County has a higher percentage than Coshocton County, as you can see from the values on the table. Additionally, in Holmes County, we consider 3 out of 5 industries, which are manufacturing, retail, trade, and agriculture, as tourism-related industries, and this will be introduced in more detail by Caitlin in the next slide.
Right, so given that tourism takes on a unique definition in Holmes County, so do the tourism-related industries. As Hepzibah mentioned, 3 of the top 5 contributors to the Holmes County GDP are tourism-related. 3 industries we see here on this slide are very clearly related to tourism and are in all tourist destinations, those being accommodation and food services, arts, entertainment, and recreation, as well as retail trade. Because of Holmes County's unique tourism product, we're also including agriculture and manufacturing as 2 tourism-related industries. Agriculture, considering the fact that livestock auctions and pet breeders have a great tourism draw, as well as manufacturing, given that cheese production and retail, as well as woodworking and furniture production, make up a large proportion of tourism sales. For this reason, we can consider about 6% of all manufacturing in Holmes County to be directly related to tourism. I will now pass it on to Hepzibah to discuss our methodologies for approaching our research question.
Thanks, Caitlin. In order to develop our methodology, we read into the background of economic impact analysis and tourism economics. We narrowed the methodologies into these 2, the first being the industry level analysis and the second being the economic impact analysis. The industry level analysis is one way to estimate the direct impact of tourism. After identifying the tourism-related industries that Caitlin just described and seeing the growth trends of the overall economy. Our next step was to use GDP and employment of tourism-related industries relative to the total economy. Some other tools that we used so far are the bed tax data and sales tax data, which were analyzed in the team. This is a more macro level approach and likely to systematically overestimate the role of tourism. The next approach we used was the economic impact analysis, which ultimately gave us estimates of the visitor count as well as their expenditures. While the formula appears quite simple, as you see the formula on the screen, the average tourist expenditure times the number of tourists, and we used the 2019 data because in 2020 there were there were inconsistencies as a result of the pandemic. And this formula enabled us to analyze different data and considerations which were sorted in estimating the economic impact of tourism. Next, I'll pass on to Caitlin to continue the presentation.
Thanks, Hepzibah. So these are our findings for our deliverables, as Hepzibah mentioned in the project goals. These are the findings from the second, more precise approach, the economic impact analysis. We used multiple sources like an in-person survey that we conducted in Holmes County, a couple studies done on Holmes County before, and the reports of tourism in the other huge Amish county, the Lancaster County in Pennsylvania, to come up with a range of estimates to provide our clients with as many answers as possible. With data and technology limitations, what we have done is laid the groundwork and provided a range of answers. There is a number within these ranges that is the answer. So part of our recommendation to our clients is to get hold of these more nuanced technologies that provide the method to pin down a number and move ahead with this project. So essentially, we are giving them a formula, especially for the visitor count. This study is definitely a jumping off point for many future in-depth analyses for the Tourism Bureau of Holmes County. We have carefully and thoroughly provided our clients with numbers that are robust and given them recommendations for the numbers that they do need more precise calculation of. Next, I'll pass it to Caitlin to talk about what our other recommendations are.
Right, so as Mahi mentioned, this project was a jumping off point for estimating the impact of Holmes County tourism, and our results and findings are reason enough to keep studying this further. All areas of our study were motivated by other economic impact analyses, which help tell the story of the county's unique tourism product, as well as estimate economic impact, in addition to understanding the county's health and resilience during the pandemic. If the goal of the Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau is to be the #1 Amish country tourist destination in the United States, we would suggest the following things. In order to get a clear idea of the economic impact of tourism, we would suggest investing in an economic impact analysis, which would use tools and technology like in-plan modeling to directly identify the direct, indirect, and induced impacts of tourism in the county. Similarly, a year-long survey, similar to the one our group conducted on one day in Holmes County that looked at where visitors were coming from and average tourist expenditure, could be put in place to get a better estimate of an average tourist expenditure and visitor counts. In addition to this, traffic count data could be better utilized to understand the number of tourists coming into the county. We did look at traffic data from the Department of Transportation, but it was very unclear of where cars that we were looking at were coming from. And so maybe a better way to look at the origin of vehicles that are entering the county through traffic counting software or physical counts would be useful. In addition to this, we will be providing our clients with an Excel sheet that has the formulas predetermined in it. So as these numbers change moving forward, they'll have a better way to estimate the economic impact. And so with that wraps up what we accomplished over the 8-week period of AMRE. And now we will share some reflections on the process.
Thanks, Caitlin. So academically, this project has been of great value to me because as an economics major, I was able to apply a lot of skills and theories I learned in classes here. I've learned a lot of technical skills under AMRE's leadership, but also the professional development skills have helped me understand what I bring to the table and what works best for me in a workplace setting. Additionally, I've loved getting to know people I have worked with. They're an inspiration to me, and I look forward to staying connected.
And so Amri has been a great opportunity for me. I've also learned and developed a lot of skills, just like what Mahi said. I have gained skills in research, presentation, communicating with clients, finding good sources, and just performing lots of data analysis. Amri provided the opportunity to also bring in and just practically put in place what I had learned theoretically in school. And so I'm so grateful. I'm so happy for the support I received from my teammates and the advisors as well as the entire team. I genuinely enjoy the experience and I think it was very insightful, impactful, and educative.
Great. So I echo what my teammates have said in that participating in AMRI has been an incredible experience, not only to be able to apply my academic skills, but also to participate in professional and personal development over the past 8 weeks. Being able to work with such great teammates and advisors definitely made the project a lot more inspiring. And if I could provide any advice to anybody looking to participate in AMRI, it would be that it's okay to not know where the project is going next, and expecting and accepting uncertainty is key in taking part in any AMRI project. And so with that, we appreciate your attention, and we are glad that we were able to share the findings of our 8 weeks of research with you. Thank you.